Hello, internet, and welcome to CD Lost Tapes, episode 8. As always, I'm your host, Uncle D, along with some fellow CD members. We got us some Tristan.
It's me. I'm also known as Dirty Daniel. You may start calling me that.
Yeah, after Dirty Daniel, we have Preston.
You can call me Dirty Damn Daniel.
Yeah, and beyond them white vans, we have Zach.
You can call me Preston's stepdad.
Yeah, also known as Filthy Daniel.
After that, we got us some Nick.
Should I actually respond? I think I should stay quiet. My lawyer told me to stay quiet. I'm staying quiet.
And
plead the fifth.
We have an actual salt shaker, Will, here.
It's me.
Literally sitting on that motherfucking kitchen table.
Yeah, I need refilled. I'm getting kind of low on salt.
Oh, I can refill
also
you.
Also known as MC Pepper. Very hard.
Sadly,
very
MC
cool.
Pepper died in Vietnam.
Damn, that's
really
a shame.
talking about it.
This is our second take of this.
Yeah, those damn flower knees.
Known.
Those damn flower knees got him.
Flower knees? What?
Yeah, did you get a cyber attack against you by the Pentagon? That's why the first recording didn't happen.
He hit the Pentagon.
Daggum, they don't hit the Pentagon. Daggum.
I really don't see how this affects me, although I can very much see it affecting the child population.
9/11 in the Cars movie, and fucking Mater is the one to break the news to McQueen.
Yeah,
McQueen. They hit the daggum Pentagon.
Mater wakes you up in the middle of the night.
McQueen's just like, wow.
McQueen. They hit the Pentagon.
That's exactly where my mind went. I want you.
I want you.
9/11 just happened.
Yeah. A plane just rammed into a building. You know what else could be rammed someplace? Wow, Mater, what are you saying?
Mater, I'm really scared right now.
Mater, hundreds of people just died from a terrorist attack. They don't matter.
You know, I know cars exist, but if you think of the movie as like the actors, isn't it wild that Larry the Cable Guy and Owen Wilson were in the fucking movie together?
Starring roles.
Yeah.
Leading roles.
When you put it like that, yeah.
Yeah, I guess I never really thought of it.
That is daggum weird, dude.
Dadgum weird.
I keep forgetting that Tom Hanks voices Woody in Toy Story.
Love that movie.
Tom Hanks guy, I don't even know him. Not even cool.
He's from Castaway. Tom Hanks,
Castaways.
I love that movie.
Oh my.
I like it when he has sex with the ball.
He's also Forrest Gump, dude.
With the ball. No, he ain't Gumper.
He ain't gumping.
Little Isaac Cappy.
Carrying around a gump trunk on him.
Straight
Got
gumping.
that gunk trunk.
I don't like the way you said that.
Wait, you don't like gunk trunk?
In fact, I don't.
Sounds like you
wrong with
got
you,
yourself
Ben?
a gunk trunk.
I suppose there is.
Bubba, I'm gumping.
I'm goomping.
Oh, I'm about a shrimp.
I'm shrimping.
I'm about to shrimp. I'm about to shrimp it. I'm shrimping.
Lieutenant Dan.
Very base, dude. Shrimp circumcision.
Shrimp circumcision. You mean to tell me a shrimp circumcised my cock?
That's a really skilled shrimp. I'd like to hire him.
Oh, that brings me to a good thing. Did we talk about it last week? We did talk about it already, I think.
Let's talk about
What, how
We
shrimp
talked
fries
about we talked about Kanye being anti-Semitic.
Oh yes, we talked about that.
Yeah.
He was just doing a minor amount of trolling.
Hey, Will, that's the thing. I don't think there was a real reason.
He just did it.
Yeah.
Kanye is literally
losing
going
his
insane.
Fucking
He's
mind.
fucking crazy.
He's either a person who needs help, which is best case scenario, or he actually believes these things. And if he actually believes these things, it's a little worrying. You should just say good for him.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm so happy.
That's awesome. I'm happy he's losing his fucking mind,
Yeah,
man.
he finally found an ideology that works for him. But,
Yeah, fucking
Good. I don't get why people are so mad.
I
What a man! What a man!
I will
himself,
say that
even
it's
if it's a little fun and
interesting that
quirky.
Anti-Semitism was the line that he crossed that was too far for like mainstream media. Kanye's been off the rails for like what 3 years? Well, actually, no, not quite that long. How long's the ship with Kim been going on? Because that's when he
better
really
part of a
lost it.
year.
Losing his wife.
By a year.
Yeah, so it's
But
been about
he
a year that
hasn't
he's
said,
been on
like-
and off the rails.
he
And-
completely went like You know,
That was
first he
the
made
straw
the
that
White
broke
Lives
Cam's
Matter
back.
shirts and fucking sold it. And then he fucking alienated his entire friend group. And then he started this whole like neo-Nazi anti-Semitic thing, which a lot of people are like, well, he's not saying anything like Nazi yet. But if you look into how like the Holocaust and shit started, it started with influential people being like, hey, isn't it weird that Jews run things?
Okay, but 6 million?
We're not doing this.
Complete silence.
We ain't doing this. Turns to camera, makes cutting motion.
As much of
How
a
we ain't doing it.
tragedy as the Holocaust is, I think the
I mean,
The
6
fucking-
squirrillion.
4chan fucking Holabunga shit's funny to me.
I'm sorry, I'm new to that one. What's the Holabungus?
It's a little racist.
It's funny. It's funny.
Is
if we
it
wanna talk
podcast
about the
material, or is this more
Holabunga-
private? Material?
It's
If we want-
borderline.
Yeah, I mean, it's known. It's like internet culture.
It's internet culture. It's fucking
It's probably not advertised
Grugno
material.
believe.
Oh God.
Yeah. I might have to cut that out, but I'll beep it, and you'll be like, "Oh God."
I like it. I fucking love this.
I mean, that's my sense of humor. I mean, last week's episode, which is a great one that I hope people watch. I don't know if you shouted it out yet, Tristan.
Oh, I did.
It is it's legitimately our best work. It's the first one that we've made that I'm kind of proud of. But that had the longest section that I cut out. Like I cut out legitimately like a whole 8-minute section, which was the funniest part of the podcast, but it was very like, ooh.
Can you keyword me really quick about what that was about? Because I can't remember.
It was Nick's bathroom story.
I guess I didn't hear about this. You have to tell me later as well.
Yeah, I'll have to tell you because I just don't want to make more work for myself. But
Basically, what happened was
Yeah, basically what
What
happened.
Have you ever seen
was-
This all
American
out.
History X? That's what happened.
You've seen what?
So
American
this guy
History X.
back in Germany,
actually
like in the
made American
1900s, I
history.
kind of copied him.
we actually made
Good
American
grief.
History X look like a joke.
There was this Austrian painter that Nick really liked, and
Yeah, I fucking love
to,
this dude.
he decided to emulate him.
Oh, so no, you're thinking about Will. No, it's not him. God, he's a fucking nerd.
Oh, I was thinking of Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Well,
Oh,
no,
wait, horse to what?
Aw.
that's not a painter, but yeah, we'll go with that one.
He's Austrian.
Yeah, but he ain't no painter. That's the issue.
He paints, dude.
Yeah, dude, he paints violence on a TV screen.
Yeah, dude.
He paints beautiful
That guy's
paintings,
badass.
and Hulk Hogan paints black women white with his
Okay, speaking of Arnold Schwarzenegger, I have watched a movie.
What was it that Hogan said in that video?
I think it is you like you. He was like, "You like this dick inward."
Yeah. Oh my God, George.
He said
Okay,
something.
continue. Mr. Salt, you were speaking.
Yes. So I was back home last weekend, and I was hanging out with my dad, and he goes, "Hey, I have a movie for us to watch, son." And I was like, "Okay, what's it called?" And he goes, "It's called Junior with Arnold Schwarzenegger."
No.
And he gets pregnant. I'm like, "Okay, what's
Oh,
Yeah,
is such
I know
a
this.
strange
Story. It's
movie.
fucking weird.
It's so
Does
weird.
that
movie.
happen?
it's-
Does Arnold get pregnant?
Yeah, does that actually happen to Arnold in real life? Does he
It's
get, like,
it's when
Arnold
Arnold
Schwarzenegger?
Schwarzenegger decided to make his career being like a comedic action actor. Like it's around the
Very-
time of Kindergarten Cop and what Twins with
Kindergarten
I've
Cop
heard
is good.
Kindergarten Cop is good, yeah.
and Twins
Well,
with
and-
Danny DeVito.
The lady in Kindergarten Cop, she plays like a minor role in that movie as well. She plays Danny DeVito's wife, but it's just it's such a strange movie.
Oh,
I don't
you
know why
fucking
my dad wanted to
asshole.
watch it.
What's that Arnold movie where he's like a Russian or something? He's wearing like a big fur hat and shit,
Does
and
it
he
have the famous
pours
line.
out the cocaine.
Oh
I
yeah,
know.
Predator.
That was Predator. I remember that. Dude, they do cocaine to
Yeah.
get the jump on the Predator.
Yeah, he
I
fucking
don't
works
think
for
it was
Sub.
Predator,
He
guys.
does like commercials for Subway
"I'm the
sandwiches for a
apex
bit.
predator."
He goes,
I'm
"You
the
are
apex
one
predator."
ugly motherfucker," and the predator goes, "Cocaina," and does a big line and fucking roars.
You are a very kind gentleman.
Are the predators all like Martin Caballo?
Yeah.
Cocaine.
They go, no,
Nope,
yeah,
just
they go
flour.
cocaina, and then they look at Arnold in the eye and they go, "It's actually flour."
That's a pretty good
and, then they go, "Have you ever heard of the Antichrist?"
I hate the Antichrist. I hate the Antichrist.
I just yelled at my wife to shut the fuck up.
Yep. My wife, I had to throw her down a flight of stairs.
You know,
She
Teach
didn't
that bitch
have
a
me the right
lesson.
type of protein powder.
Martin Caballo would be one of my
I just boiled 9 eggs.
dream podcast guests.
Did you know eggs represent the keys of Solomon?
He just says so
My
much
brother-in-law
bullshit.
blew himself up.
My favorite
I
one
will
of
be
his
crucified
videos are
in
the
5
ones.
days.
I like the ones where he has to break character halfway through because he can't stop laughing at the fucking dumb shit people make him say.
Yeah, I know. I love it.
I
I
forgot
don't know
about
who
him.
he is.
You've seen the
You know him if you
fucking.
saw him.
You've seen the like cocaina. No, it's flour. If you saw him, you'll know who Martin Caballo
Yeah.
is.
I have no idea.
The only thing I can vividly remember that the guy is him just taking fat dab rips.
I don't remember.
all I can
ever
remember about this
seeing
man.
him take a dab.
Yeah, dude. I saw him take a rip. Didn't he do it through his nose or something?
Ooh,
Did a lot of shit.
ooh.
You guys ever see his TikTok he did with Sam Hyde?
You're fucking with me.
It rings a bell, but I forget what happens in it.
They do a push-up competition, and Sam Hyde is chuffing a cigar the entire time he's doing push-ups, and Martin's like, "I'm not gonna do that."
I have seen that. Yeah,
I have
forgot
seen it.
about
Yeah,
that.
that's a good one.
Doesn't he say
That-
something?
that was
sad?
a
He's
Worlds
"You shouldn't be
Collide."
smoking."
Yeah, he does. He's like, "Why aren't you smoking a cigar or whatever?" And he's like, "I'm not doing that." It was one of those times where he broke character for a moment, I think.
Holy shit! I just found old pictures of him. He used to be fat.
He used to be pretty chunky.
Yeah, well, I used to be fat too. You don't see me crying.
What are you doing right now?
Not crying.
Zach, if you check your Instagram, I just sent you like a couple videos of his. It has the cocaina thing at the. It's the last slide.
No, flour.
No, flour. Have you guys seen that video he does where he goes, cocaina? No, flour. Have you guys seen that?
We have said
You
this
guys
like
seen that?
8 times now. I'm losing my mind.
Seen it, though?
What's he say in the video? I didn't watch it.
Oh my god.
Something about flour.
No.
Something about flour.
No, I think he says flour. No, cocaina.
Yeah,
something
that
like
was it. He confuses his
Okay.
cocaina for flour, but it's actually cocaina.
I know who you guys are talking about now.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah. Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah.
Is that going to be the next topic? Actually, what is the next topic? Jeffrey Epstein?
We can talk about Epstein.
I'm not
What's
gonna
wrong?
say no to this.
Whoa.
Yeah, so, what do you guys know about the Epstein files? What have you seen?
Well, I did get
I know you
expunged from the
guys-
records, thank God. So I can talk a little bit about it.
I heard that
don't
you
know
guys
anything
are all
about
fucking, what is that guy's name?
What the fuck are you thinking of?
James Corden.
Go on.
No, that one fucking, that joke fucking 4chan like anonymous hacker guy that's been supposedly leaking QAnon, yeah, fucking
QAnon. Have you looked
I know
into
you-
QAnon much?
QAnon subreddits. Okay, so I know you guys are looking through the Epstein files actively.
Yeah, every
Every
day.
No, and
Every day,
QAnon.
literally, I get back from work and I just immediately open up the files.
I actually don't know the whole Epstein thing.
It's
yeah.
it's pretty simple.
have you ever been to a little
It's fairly cut and dry. He got in trouble a few times and got away with it for the most part because they couldn't fully pin him for
because of his
anything.
connections? He was fucking
Yeah.
connected to practically every fucking celebrity
Listen.
and fucking official.
We're gonna get political episode 8, but
God, no one's gonna get
Say
fucking
what you-
assassinated. We're gonna have a podcast.
say what you want, okay? Not even talking about the politics of the man, but there's a lot of photos of Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump. They both had sexual assault court cases against minors. You can look up online that they both paid out of court, and one of them was a convicted pedophile. Well, I guess not convicted because he died, but
I mean, he was gonna be a convicted pedophile.
he was going to be a convicted
before
pedophile.
he mysteriously died under mysterious circumstances.
What happened to
Yeah,
his partner in
mysterious.
crime in the UK? Ghislaine Maxwell.
She, I think, just announced something about Prince Andrew. I think. I feel like I saw that on the
I
news
gotta look
earlier.
this up now.
You should, because I could be talking to my ass with that one.
Probably are.
Probably am.
As
News
per
articles lie
Did
all
you
the
see
time.
that the
It's hard to
UK
believe
Prime
the news.
Minister fucking resigned after only being Prime Minister for 44 days?
I thought it was 51.
Why?
Why, yeah.
She said that she wouldn't be able to
Couldn't get those V-Bucks, could she?
actually kind of. She said they didn't have
Yeah.
the like economic power needed to perform the policies that she promised. In other
Well,
words,
it's because
somebody has some dirt on her.
we live in a society once again.
Fortnite.
Well, here's what I'll say. If you look up Ghislaine Maxwell, it says people also search for Jeffrey Epstein, Boris Johnson, and Kevin Spacey.
Those are always good combos.
That shit
I
killed.
love
Kevin
Boris.
Yeah,
Spacey
one guy was
like,
my Call of Duty
yeah,
game. That's
I'm cool.
Is he still alive?
Who,
Who?
Kevin Spacey?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just a
Yeah, he
rich
still does
dude.
movies. I'm pretty sure.
I think he's pretty well been blackballed from Hollywood. Blacklisted, blackballing, and blacklisted is the correct term. Blackballing is slightly different. Blackballing
Yeah, but
is more.
I'm actually fairly confident that I just saw him in something recently. Like, no, I didn't watch a movie with him, but I feel like I've seen him on TV at some point.
Yeah, McDonald's.
It's hard to watch a movie with him though because he's a small celebrity now. It's really hard to get him to watch a movie with you.
Was he in Horrible Bosses?
I don't know.
Actually, no, he was in Hell of a Boss on YouTube.
Was he really?
No. What kind of fucking question was that?
Wait a
Genuine
minute.
one? You can't just
Are
say
you
something
fucking-
like that, dude.
Are you serious? Will, number one hell of a boss fan.
Hell yeah.
She had
dude.
shit to say, sort of, about Prince Andrew and Trump both. Trump said, I don't know at one point a couple years ago. Trump, of course, this is old news. Trump said that he hadn't been following the case that much, but he wishes her well. And then she calls Prince Andrew a dear friend.
Well,
And then I heard her say recently that she was like, yeah, meeting Jeffrey Epstein was the worst mistake of my life. But that's bullshit because all the victim stories you've heard is she was right there, like, contributing.
Yeah, she said about Prince Andrew, I care about him and I feel so bad for him, claiming that Andrew is paying such a price for his association with Epstein. Maxwell also repeated the claim that meeting Epstein was the greatest mistake of my life, which she had stated during her trial. Well, I mean, it might have been the greatest mistake of your life, but when it leads you to sex trafficking children, I'm sure, there might be a correlation there, but you had plenty of times to stop.
No, she was just as guilty as Epstein was. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, maybe he started it for her, but, that's on her.
Maybe you just don't associate with
violence is
somebody
compliance.
there's no way you could be that high ranking of like a fucking celebrity and not somehow know what's going on. There's no way.
Hey,
Oh,
all of
yeah,
our
that's
viewers out
why-
there, just remember that these people are real and they have addresses. You can find them.
Yeah, and also, you can
That's
get
true.
battery acid fairly cheap from batteries.
You can also mail a pipe bomb to them.
Oh, now Kane's here.
Fuck did you get here?
I literally
What the
just
fuck?
got here. I'm gonna keep myself muted because I'm eating and listening.
So
All right,
I
we'll
was
just
going to
drop
say
that out.
though, like it is a lot of people because that's why Ricky Gervais hosting the Oscars or whatever a few years ago was so great. It's because he went out there in a room full of pedophiles and went like, "You guys are pedophiles and rapists," and everybody was very uncomfortable. And I'm just like,
yeah, they were all like, ha ha, ha.
He was like, "No, I'm being genuine, guys."
No, I'm not
Like,
joking.
Yeah,
I'm
what
not
do you-
capping.
what he said, he made some joke about Epstein and the crowd laughed and he's like, "You guys are only laughing because you're all friends with him." And it's like,
Damn.
and it's like,
Man is fucking going at him.
Gervais can
Yeah,
be
dude, I'm
problematic and has
so
some
alive.
problematic views, but god damn if that's not what we need more in the world is people to literally go
Yeah,
out
dude.
there in front of all of Hollywood and be like, "You guys fucking suck."
That's all.
Yeah, you guys are evil, friends with evil people, protect evil people, do evil things. There was one time where the Joker said, "We live in a society." I think he was onto something.
We truly do live in a society.
I really like the Joker line where he says
Hurt you.
flower acid and sprays that guy in the face with a little bit of acid from a flower on his lapel.
Yeah,
he goes, "You want to know how I got so goofy?"
That's
And he
my
sits on a
favorite
whoopee
part of
cushion.
Batman is that they yell out attack names like it's an anime. I love when Batman goes Batarang.
Yeah,
And then
I
he
love it
sits
when
there in dead silence, just like that.
Yeah,
I thought I said the Sandman.
Batarang, and then it's just like
He goes,
silent.
sometimes I forget that my enemies are all mentally unwell.
And then I realize what I'm doing might not be the best thing.
Well, it depends on the
There's nothing wrong
iteration
with
of Batman.
beating the shit out of
Sometimes
Arkham,
he's
dude.
very like Barry Allen about it. Where holy fuck, where I just got jump scared by a video I'm watching on Instagram.
Did you say Barry Allen?
Yeah, where like comic book Barry Allen is very much like trying to help his mentally ill enemies.
Batman helps him.
Yeah,
He gives them free
fucking
quick
misery.
access
Helps them and
to their
He
local
sends him straight to
hospital.
Arkham Asylum. Like literally, he does him a favor, one-way ticket, and then he
well,
beats
to
him
be
up
fair,
too.
within that world, like that is straight up being like, I'm beating you up because you're doing crime, and then I'm sending you to a mental hospital.
Yeah.
Way to epically
Are you
troll.
saying that's problematic?
No, I'm not. I'm just saying your connotation sounded like you were accusing him of being problematic.
Dude, I'm gonna send you to Arkham, and you're gonna smoke a joint laced with fear toxin, and then we'll see how much you don't want the criminals beat up and sent to a
Yeah,
mental
well, dude, I'm
institution.
going to send you to
That's rad.
Arkansas, and you're going to smoke meth.
Yeah, well, maybe
Uh-huh.
that's it.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Wow, seems like someone's a little bit of a little pansy.
Man, the only thing I'm scared of is you, Nick.
Thank you.
Yeah, for
Thank
real,
you.
Nick, you frighten
really,
me.
You should really fear me. I am a person to be feared.
I know you're
are-
morbidly
you are a
obese.
real Freddy freaker, dude.
You're like the SCP. Every time I see its face, it comes and kills me.
The SCP?
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I'm
my
the
favorite,
SCP.
The SCP.
Yeah, that one.
SCP.
Well, there's only that one,
SCP.
isn't there?
Object class SCP.
Yeah.
His balls are heavy and loaded and ready for spunk.
Yeah, knees weak, balls are heavy.
Damn, I didn't
What
know
the
they made
fuck?
me into an SCP.
I don't think they did.
SCP-11, Jeffrey Epstein, known alias Kane.
Yeah.
If
Dude,
Kane
I've
was
seen-
an SCP, he'd be Ferdinand.
Come on, man.
Only real SCPers get that.
I'm sorry, I'm not an SCPer because I'm not a
Oh, I
pedophile.
gotta take an SC piss.
Ferdinand is like
Franz Ferdinand.
like he's like a cannibal who eats people and he's really fat.
Oh, he's got the fucking like elephant stumps for hands and feet.
I don't remember.
That was
Okay,
in the
well, now
animation. Have you
man.
seen that too? The Contained?
The Contain is a really good series.
Yeah, it's a good one. Shout out. Shout out to the Contained.
Yeah.
Here, we're gonna with all of our YouTube
massive
and
following.
Spotify we'll shout them out, make sure they get like some really good business, you know.
Yeah, shout out to the homies.
Yeah.
The
Make sure you
Contained.
guys
It's a
go on
series
your
YouTube.
Make sure you guys go on the official Contain Twitter and thank us publicly
Yeah.
for this
Tell them who
service we're
sent you.
doing.
Tell
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
Tell them who sent you. That's mandatory. If you don't do that, fuck you.
I wish I knew who you guys were even talking about.
It's a fucking YouTube series, dude. I don't. It's about SCP.
Who's a SCP or what is SCP?
Obviously,
Holy
something
shit.
you're not strong enough to
How
know
did
about.
how did this go under my radar?
What?
Will, did you know that next Friday, Matt Watson has a full album dropping?
I saw you posted something, but I didn't really like look at it.
Did you see he's doing tours with a bunch of artists?
Is he really?
Yeah. Also,
Yeah,
Joji's
it
new
actually
album
looks kinda
drops.
dope.
He looks like he has.
I'm really hoping this new Matt Watson
Looks
album.
like he's got
10
carpal tunnel.
Looks like his tour's 10 dates. So
Looks like he's
pretty
got carpal
small
tunnel.
tour, but
Oh shit! Hold on, really quick. I have something to say about music. I don't think it had happened as of last podcast, but I'm going to see Godspeed You, Black Emperor next month.
I'm wearing a Godspeed shirt right now.
Dude, I'm
That's
so
badass.
I'm so hype. I'm so hype. It's one of the first big bands I've ever gone and seen. Like, and I did a little bit of reading because I wanted to, know what I was fucking getting myself into. And apparently their live shows are really good, really intense. People were like, yeah, you're going to want to wear ear protection if you're very close. And they also said if you're standing to wear a pair of comfy shoes because, yeah, their sets are fucking long.
it's kind of neat with a band like Godspeed because
They're atmospheric, bro.
well,
I'm really
just
excited.
that, but because the kind of music it is, that the people who go to see them are like they're going to be music nerds.
Yeah.
It's why I'm
You say
glad.
that,
I'm
but
very
then
excited.
Dylan's gonna go and be like, "This shit sucks."
Yeah, I said music
Because it
nerds.
does.
That's what I'm saying, dude. He's
Does
gonna
suck.
go as a non-music nerd and be like, this shit is dog shit.
Yeah, he's going as a music dweeb.
A music
Big difference.
dingus.
As a music hater.
Yeah.
Dude, I had a
just
friend
fucking
once.
hate music.
I just want to go to concerts. So
This is a strange reaction with a friend I had when I was a kid. But I had a friend once. His name was Brandon. Different from my other two friends named Brandon. But this one, I was like a friend that I hung out with over the summer.
You only know people named Brandon and Jason.
I've known one person named Jason other than my cousin. It's like I have friends named Tim and Brandon, and that's it.
No, Tim. That's what I was thinking of. Don't
So
you
I'm
have four
Tim. I'm Tim.
Tim?
Am I Tim or am I Brandon? Who am I?
I've had 3 friends
Who
named
am I
Tim.
to you?
You're Tim.
Damn,
Am I
I thought I
Brandon?
was a Brandon.
Is
Really
your is
upset now.
Brandon, is Brandon you're talking
Let's
about
go,
the one that's president
Brandon.
right now?
No.
What'd you say about him?
Wait, the one that's in prison? What?
That's the president
Yep.
right now.
I thought
yeah,
you
let's
said,
go,
I
Brandon.
thought you said was breastfeeding right now. I was like, what?
No.
You know the Brandon that's breastfeeding
this-
right now.
This Brandon, one day we were hanging out when we were like, I don't know, 8, 9, 10, something like that, probably 10. And we're fishing.
Just
and
old enough to start figuring out what your wee-wees are.
How
my
are you
fucking
8,
God.
9, and 10 at the same time?
I exist in many different realities at many different ages. And
Oh god, he's one of those kind of fucking guys.
yeah, I remember being like, so what kind of music are you into? Just bullshitting? And he was like, I don't listen to music. And I remember even then being like, that's fucking wild. Like, how do you
No, people
how
that
do you
don't
listen to
music, that's fucked up.
nothing? Like, you could have normie ass music and I'll be like, this dude's a normie. But when you're like, I don't listen to music, I'm like, this dude's a psychopath.
Yeah, like,
This dude-
something's wrong with you. That's the disorder.
Like, I'm just like, what the fuck is going on?
I don't know, dude. Music's such an integral part of my life. I listen to music every day, and if I just had silence the whole time that I listened to
Right?
music, I don't know.
And then
I-
we're 10. This motherfucker wasn't listening to podcasts all day like I do now, you know?
No, that's
used to not listen to
psychopath
music
shit. It's
as
such
much.
an important part of being a human is enjoying
Sure,
music.
but if it was there a point in time ever where I was like, where if somebody had said, hey, what kind of music do you like? Your answer would be like, I don't listen to music.
No, that's
Yeah,
no. It's
you're right.
understandable being like I don't know, but saying I don't listen to music is I don't know. That's
That's psychopath
odd.
shit.
Very strange.
yeah. That's uncanny valley shit, dude. I'd look at somebody like they're a fucking doll with flesh on it. I'd be like, "What's wrong with you?"
Now, look, I never asked a second time because I was so, at that young
You're
age, I
scared.
was so weirded out by being like,
You
I
were
don't
terrified.
listen to music, that I remember mentally being like, that's fucking weird. Even at 10-year-old me didn't really judge people like that, but that was like a weird red flag. And the dude's a cool guy, but that's a weird red flag at that point in my life, even for like him to just be like, I don't listen to music. I was just like, boy, what?
Okay.
It's
Like what?
like you and I'm like, the thing is like, I could understand as well if, you know, maybe you're a more outdoorsy kid, and he was a more outdoorsy kid, but he also played a lot of video games, because like that's one of the things we bonded over was like video games and fishing, right? And so fucking like I know he had some nerdy bones to him, so I'm like, you ain't doing nerd shit fucking listening to silence. This is fucking weird.
You're a freak, dude.
You're a goddamn fucking freak.
You're a goddamn fucking freak, bro.
Honestly, I think it's kind of cute.
For real, bro.
So when is your guys' anniversary again?
Coming up,
No.
about let me look at my watch. 8:25.
I'll keep that in mind.
Holy shit, that's pretty close, Nick.
Funny how Nick responded with your anniversary, Dylan.
Nick and I have something to tell you all.
Oh my god. I do it.
We've been holding this off for a while.
Yeah.
We're sorry it's been
Yeah.
this long.
I've been covering for Nick. Nick's actually gay. I'm still straight. I just cover for Nick.
Dylan occasionally, every so often, dresses up as Colleen and does things with me. But it's only for the act. Only for the act.
You're
It's like
telling
some
me he dresses
Jim
up with
Leahy,
collard
Randy
greens?
bullshit.
She's not always
Collard
around for
green.
Nick's OnlyFans.
Collard greens?
Yo, it's 8:25. Happy anniversary, Nick.
Oh my god, you remembered!
Oh fuck!
We really
You're
should let that
fucking-
happen.
What are you gonna buy him for
welcome.
his anniversary, dude?
He knows exactly what he should buy.
38-inch butt plug.
That's not a butt plug.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, boy.
Kane,
It's
I had a
butt plug
dream the
and
other
and a
night.
ball gag at the same time.
I had a dream the other night where you got pegged.
I
Me?
believe it. You have a lot of dreams about pegging.
I don't, but I remember
That
We
that
were-
was a premonition.
no, in the dream, all of CD got together and took shrooms, and then some like big the manly woman from Shrek
I know exactly what
yeah,
you're talking about.
yeah.
came and literally picked up Kane, and then fucking
Based, hello?
put a strap on and fucked him, and we could hear him from the room over, like him yelping.
Bruh.
Never mind. I was gonna say,
Yelping.
dude.
Yeah,
That's
can you-
so
can
When
you-
you, when you say
can
that, I
you
imagine
cut out-
like a coyote.
Can you cut out the part where Kane said never mind and just leave the part where he said based?
Yes,
Yes. Yes.
all your already.
You can't even be mad about it, dude. You should have been paying attention.
It's funny, dude.
Face.
Yeah, he should have been paying attention as well, because I said, before I even said anything about a woman picking him up, I said I had a dream where you were pegged.
That's true. Kane, what the fuck?
I said I had a
Uber
dream where
man,
you were
I'm not gonna
pegged.
lie, I've not been paying attention.
Yeah. So
Sitting here fucking munching down.
yeah, munching down on a red dildo of your big mistress.
You say red or ribbed?
Both.
Yes.
Yes.
He said
Doesn't
that I
have to be
did.
specific.
Ribbed for his pleasure.
Specifically his, not hers.
Ribbed for your mom's pleasure. Got him.
They should make
Wow,
strap-ons that
Kane's very
what,
funny.
are good for both partners. You know.
I know.
Good one, double D.
You're mean, Preston.
Oh, Tristan, I showed my dad part of the podcast last week,
Did
and
you show him the double D segment?
yes, were you?
I
Were
knew
you?
it.
Were you? What did you call me?
I called you devious dumper or
Devious
something. That's how
dumper.
you got the name.
My
Double
dad
D.
was losing his shit. He was laughing his ass off, mostly at you, but kind of to everyone. I was like,
I'm glad. I'm glad it's resonating.
it was really weird. I've never. I felt proud of even more proud of the episode. To watch people, to like physically watch people like genuinely enjoy
yeah,
it.
see a reaction.
And
Yeah,
he wasn't.
no, I'm
he
sure
wasn't
there
being
was,
like, huh, huh, that was funny. He was like full on like howling, head back, laughing. I was like, yeah, let's go.
that's
His
good to hear.
I didn't like. I still don't want him to hear everything, so I haven't like been like, yeah, you should listen. But I was like, let me show you the first 15 minutes of this episode, and it was once again a
Yeah.
great episode that I think's
No, I really do
underperforming.
think the episode was awesome.
Yeah, I personally think the episode was fantastic. I personally do
listened
think
to it as soon
I
as it came
personally
out.
think this.
Nick, I think you don't think at all.
Thank you for your
Oh, he'd be
fantastic
thinking.
input, sir.
You know that statue of the thinker? That was actually modeled after him.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, that's actually called the Effie.
it's doing almost as bad as the previous episode, which is our worst episode.
Damn.
which is surprising. I'm gonna make another post on my story, like just about the podcast.
I got a
itself.
weird question. I don't know that it matters, but do you get more interaction based upon a post or a story? Your Instagram.
Definitely posts. I get right now. I have a story that is about to expire that I posted 24 hours ago. So it's about maxing out as many views as it's gonna get. 212.
Maybe post it on the alt if you wanted to post it on a page thing, because I don't know that your audience would react kindly to like self promotion. But
I'd be self promoting that shit, dude. Like I have kept ads and like just random advertisements of other pages out of my account completely. This is personal projects. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I consider that fair game. Like this is not something that I'm not a part of. This is not, you know what I mean? Like I feel like it would even be a little spammy like if this was just yours and like I wasn't a part of it and I was like, hey, you know, over and over again, hey, go watch my friend's stuff, hey, go watch my friend. But it's me being like, no, come watch our stuff. Like this is our thing. This is me and all of my friends. Like, you know, this is not
And every time I hear
not bad,
about
that's why I keep promoting it, is because I think it's good. I think it's good content.
Yeah, it's good. There's a lot of things we can do better, both in content and like marketing wise. And we definitely need to market it better, because there's a lot of podcasts who attempt to do the same thing we do, right? But I do think there's dynamics and shit we bring to the table that others don't. It's why every time I hear about somebody shouting us out, even if it's like a friend of ours or a friend of a friend, I'm like super excited. You know, I love hearing that people enjoy it. I like legitimately hearing people's feedback, even if it's bad. We haven't really gotten bad feedback yet, which makes me go like, oh, so people just aren't saying anything, of course. But yeah, I don't know. There's some fun work. Hopefully next week we'll have a theme. I don't know that we will. And then once we get a theme on it, I'll probably get to work on my other podcast, but that's just kind of unrelated shit. But I don't know. It's been fun to do every week that we can. It's been fun to edit. I mean, to an extent, yeah. It's been fun to like get that skill going. And the thing is like, I legitimately, like, there's still some part that we are kind of like performing a little bit. I wouldn't necessarily say it's artistic, but I do laugh more in the podcast than when we just sit down and converse. And I usually laugh a second time when I'm editing the podcast as well.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of times where I'm editing the podcast, I'm like, that was fucking funny. And it's not me. I'm not like super funny, but
yeah, I had a whole video I've been working on, and I got a big chunk of it done and was getting ready to put it into the last little finishing touches. But as a little segue, the company that makes the fucking game decided to announce the remake of it
in the middle of you making the video.
Yeah, which was funny because my whole thesis for the video was there's rumors going around that there might be a remake of this game. Can they do it?
So now you have to change some of the
remake of it, and I gotta change just about all of it.
Well, that's okay. Hey, that just proves that you're fucking right, dude.
It did. I can't say I predicted it because there's been lots of leaks.
Make another prophecy. Make another prophecy, dude.
Fuck. I gotta make a prophecy that I want to come true.
Just claim you're the one who predicted it. Just claim it.
I have a.
What are you gonna do? Prove you're wrong?
Idea and a script.
Yeah, say they ruined your video.
I sort of have a video idea and a script floating around in my head currently for a Avatar sort of lore video, like The Last Airbender and Legend of Korra and shit. I have parts of a script floating around. The thing is I don't know if there's enough there to cover lore-wise that wasn't... Because I want to cover shit that is... I don't want to cover, like... For example, in...
You don't want to beat a dead horse?
Well, in The Last Airbender, there's this whole, like... I think it's in Last Airbender. Might be in Legend of Korra. It's in Legend of Korra. There's this whole, first Avatar arc that gives a lot of lore, and I don't want to just cover that arc, right? I want to like go into actual lore, and I don't want to make something if I can't get 10 minutes out of it. And I'm kind of scared that I'll write a script and be like, okay, there was 5 minutes to make of actual lore here. So I'm kind of sitting on that one. I haven't really started work on it. I haven't decided to, but I also might make a lore video for the Game of Thrones world, but that's also been done 2 or 3 times, so I don't know.
I have.
If we made a channel where we all talked about different shit, that would be cool. Is that like how the CD channel is currently operating? Is like if any of us make a high quality video, we can upload it to that channel?
Yeah, currently.
Yeah, as long as you're not posting just a nonstop like 30-minute pan of you playing a video game and that's it.
Currently, the idea is if it is a quote unquote production to post it there at least. For the moment, if I think we've kind of talked about it before, if ever we get to making more group content, then obviously there might be like other channels made and shit. But it's kind of currently being used as a personal channel for everybody. I'm staying away from like let's play shit on there because I don't think that fits well really anymore unless you're really bringing something to the table. And I don't think in terms of Let's Plays, any of us really do. But
No, I'm not making no fucking Let's Plays.
I have another prophecy to put up.
Let's hear Prophet Preston speak.
In the next 3 months, we will get a release date for Starfetchers Episode 1.
Fuck is Starfetchers?
Starfetchers is so good, dude.
I've been waiting for so long for that fucking to be announced.
So, Starfetchers is a quirky indie game where you play as a convenience store employee who basically gets drafted into the gang life.
Oh, okay, never mind. I remember this now.
It's like cyberpunky, like in terms of visuals.
Fucking awesome. If you're an avid video gamer, or even if you just think that video games are fun when they're silly, Starfetcher's prologue is free, and episode 1 is coming out at some point.
Yeah, and in all honesty, even more so if you're the type of person who's like curmudgeon-y about video games now, and are like, yeah, everything's cookie cutter, and people try to like copy the success of each other. Indie games there is so much legitimately great stuff coming out of like 1 to 10 people studios right now.
I was in my class today and someone was showing off like this game that someone was making where it was like a body cam based like
based shooter.
It looked really cool.
Body cam based shooter?
Yeah, your like, POV is from like a body cam like on your chest mount.
Pretty cool.
I think I heard of that. Was that Chauvin Simulator?
No.
Good grief.
No.
What? I'm afraid to ask what that means.
It took me a second.
I don't know what that means, Epi.
No, there's a reason I fucking asked you, numbskull.
There's a certain Chauvin be Floydin.
Nick, Derek Chauvin is the police officer who put his knee on George Floyd's
okay, yep, all good now. All good.
For 8 minutes and 45 seconds.
There's
all good now.
I saw a comment on iFunny today that said that he was all Floyded up with drugs.
Dude, Kanye is like swearing that George Floyd didn't get killed by Derek Chauvin, but died of a fentanyl overdose.
Have you seen the blood results?
Yeah.
The autopsy results?
Yeah, isn't it weird that the autopsy results do say that he died of a fucking like crushed neck or whatever the fuck? He did have fentanyl in his system, right? But
I still think it was a fentanyl overdose.
Fent and neofent.
He fented.
But yeah, having a knee on your neck didn't help.
Yeah.
You know, I genuinely think that police officers are like what is it called? Like not the industrial police complex, but like there needs to be serious police reform in this country because they're genuinely more akin to a Gestapo at this point.
I think it depends on where you're at too, but yeah. What do you think of Amendment 3?
I am against it actually, and that is because it is very corporatist. And to make a long story short, it is securing all the people that are currently in the market and making it very hard for any new entrepreneurs to get in.
That stuff is true, but I think it is the type of.
I think we can do better. I I hate to be that guy because I'm usually not that guy, that's like, oh, no, send the bill back and have it reform. But it really is getting annoying how this is seemingly the only way that we get what we want is by, it's like a genie wish, it's like, sure, but there's, consequences, and I don't like that. That's not fair.
I truthfully think that until it is federally legalized, this is our one and only chance. And the reason I say that is because the fact that they are being like, we're going to take all the tax money and we're going to spend it on police force and we're going to spend it on veterans is going to win a lot of the vote of the people who don't back it.
See, I don't like more money going to the police forces though.
Okay,
I don't know. That seems counterintuitive.
Well, here's my argument. They need you just argued that they need more training and stuff. That's going to take more money. The police force won't get better without giving them more money. That's the sad fact of things.
I was thinking this is an extremist view and obviously not plausible, but when I say police reform, I'm thinking more of like tear it down and start from the ground up, less of they need more training. I think that a lot of departments are corrupt to the core, especially in bigger cities, dude. Like it is fucked up if you go to a lot of these Chicago, New York City, fucking Los Angeles. Like, nah, dude. Like I would feel more scared of seeing police officers there than fucking criminals.
I don't want to get too terribly like political because I know I'm saying some shit that my political view it comes from a place where it's like, oh, I hear your point and I agree with the like ideology behind it, but I think it's unrealistic. I think.
Oh no, 100%. Like
it's the same reason why I think the capitalism sucks and is very flawed and definitely needs reined back. But capitalism, I think, is the best system. The only way to get a better system is a system that changes every so often, purposefully changes every so often. But it's the same reason I think capitalism is the best system for a country, simply because it gives people a legalized way to feel dominant over other people. And I think that is something that maybe people logically want something. They want equality and all sorts of things. But I don't think it is human instinct for an individual to not want to be equal. People don't want to be equal. They want to be dominant. And I think that's true of everyone, of every person. And so I think the issue, and I think things like racial and gender and sexual equality, I think those are all things that are attainable. And I think even to a degree, economic equality is. But I think trying to make systems that scrub out every form of inequality is going to lead to cases of more tragic. I think it's going to lead to more like tragic incidents.
I'm not anti-capitalist by any means. I wouldn't say that. I will say, though, that capitalism has contributed to what I think is the main problem facing our country, which is this class war that we're currently going through with the super rich versus the working class. Now, it's not necessarily like it's like, okay,
it needs curtailed.
Like and I'm not saying, capitalism's completely fucked for that reason. Like, obviously other bad shit could have happened with other economic systems as well. But this is a problem. I genuinely believe that a lot of problems in our country stem from class warfare. Like it's a class problem. It's a class struggle. True. It's not a race struggle.
But I would argue, I think this is very true. But I also think that sort of class struggle between the rich and poor is an example of people expressing their need for inequality. Just that it's the rich doing it. They need to feel above people, so they do use their power to do that. I don't like getting political on the internet. People are, if ever they find this,
people are ravenous.
Yeah,
right.
Well, I just kind of like. The Amendment 3 thing, I guess the thing is I don't see this as a we can do better in terms of like there's better ways to do this. Yes, I don't think we will. I think this is our hop on the train now or it's leaving the station moment.
Is there a reason that you think it won't get brought up again? Is it just because
I think it'll get brought up again?
It would secure the votes because it wouldn't have the required add-ins about like the tax money going to the police force.
Yeah, that's exactly why. Not at least until it gets federally legalized. I think that it's like that because it's going to be federally legalized eventually in our lifetimes.
Well,
that's inevitable.
Hopefully, man. Well, fucking hopefully.
I think it's inevitable. At this point, given that over almost half the states have legalized it, but
I think cannabis and psychedelics should be federally legalized, man. I feel like anybody that's ever done psychedelics it thinks it's insane that they're as high schedule as they are. It's fucking ridiculous.
I think that's next, but I think it has the long 20, 30 year journey that weed's been making.
Well, hopefully not, because I feel like if weed gets legalized, it's going to be like the metaphorical gateway drug, where once it's legalized, people are going to be like, maybe the legalization for recreational use of all these substances that we've been told are horrible for us, and which obviously there are some. Don't do crystal meth, guys, or crack or whatever the fuck.
Don't do meth, guys. It's not good for you.
At least don't do crocodile.
Or do. That's your prerogative.
Don't.
Do it. Take a video and send an email to us.
Yeah, cdgamingguys@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Anyway, on from that topic into a little bit more of a, I don't know, I want to say less serious, but at the same time, not near as like hard topic.
Okay, what do you got for us?
What have you guys been doing for like getting into hobbies recently? Like what kind of cool hobbies you guys been wanting to get into?
You and your mom.
Been wanting to get into?
Yeah.
I mean, I got a few.
So I've actually really been wanting to grow mushrooms in like non-psychedelic mushrooms in like a fish tank. I think it'd be cool to grow and harvest mushrooms because apparently it's pretty easy as long as you can, keep temperature and humidity levels right.
I'm kind of at this weird point. Like you guys know me long enough to know that I have a lot of hobbies. There's a lot of things that I feel really passionate about and enjoy doing. But here lately, I kind of have been spending so much time, like work has been wearing me out to an unbelievable degree. And then like my free time has been spent running D&D, or streaming, or podcasting / working on the podcast. So I haven't had as much time for hobby things. I mean, I have started like watching shows again for the first time in a while. I watched Avatar: The Last Airbender. I watched All Legend of Korra. I'm caught up on House of the Dragon. I started watching Cyberpunk Edge Runners last night, which I'm going to finish, and then
fantastic.
I'm getting ready for episode 4. It is fantastic. I'm going to rewatch all of Naruto some point in all this.
What's that?
How long is that?
Like
Way too fucking long.
Really long. Granted, there's going
hundreds of episodes.
I'm going to skip some because I like some of the filler, but I think if you count, there is. Let's see.
I'm back. I had to go catch a moth in my room.
What did you do to that moth? What'd you do to it?
It's in a water bottle in front of me. It's still alive. It's chilling. It's just,
I don't believe
I
you.
caught him in a water
Send me
bottle.
a picture of that moth right now. Send me a picture of that moth right now.
With my fucked up phone camera that's cracked.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
Okay, so what if it is fine?
I want that fucking moth. I want to know if he's safe and okay.
Altogether, without movies and everything, there's 720 episodes.
Jesus Christ.
Each one about 20 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes.
So like I get it's a good series, but just why?
It's worth it. Truly, it's worth it. But it took me 2 months to watch it the first time I watched it when I was in high school. Now it's going to take longer to watch it. Why? It's because it is one of the most. It's one of my top 5 shows I've ever watched. It's probably.
Wait, what are you talking about? One Piece?
Naruto.
One Piece is real.
One Piece.
It's my top 3 favorite anime of all time, and I don't really watch anime much. I haven't for years, but I have a deep love for that show, and I've really been wanting to get back into the world. So that's kind of why I'm thinking of rewatching it. To go back to your question, Kane, there's not a lot of like hobbies I want to pick up. I mean, I would like to start working out. That's one, but like stuff to pick up, there's a lot more stuff that I would like to get back into, such as writing more, or even working on Outbreak, or like spending more time working on D&D stuff, or making a video project, or painting minis, or working on 3D printer shit. Like these are all things that I enjoy doing that I don't do anymore. That can be kind of meditative and good for me. I just don't have the time to really dedicate to them. But other than like working out, I don't think there's any new hobbies that I like currently want to get into.
Started making pre-meals.
Is that what you've been sending us pictures of?
Yeah, that's what I've been doing.
I mean, some of those meals look good. It's a good way to control your diet as well.
Yeah, I just
don't have the time to do that kind of shit.
What do you mean you don't have time? Make time.
I don't have time to make for the things that I want to do.
Something else I want to do is I want to start working out. I really would like to start working out.
I need to start working out so I can prep myself for what's hopefully going to be my hobby later in life.
What's that?
Sword fighting?
Yeah.
Yes, actually.
Yeah,
I love
pretty much
sword fighting.
But no, like if I do want to get involved into it, I've got to lose a lot of weight and put on a lot of muscle.
I'd love to do HEMA at some point.
Dude,
why don't you just put on muscle?
Well, here's the thing: is that I don't. So here's the thing: I'm probably gonna put on mostly muscle, but still, I need to lose some fat because I've lost a lot of mobility since fucking high school because of I've just gotten fat. That's it.
I mean, Yeah,
Amen, brother.
Since high school, I probably weigh about 80 pounds more than I did. Like, I have a whole small person.
I weigh less since high school. Holy fuck. But then again,
this doesn't surprise anybody who actually knows you, Kane. Like, you lost a bunch of weight whenever you got diabetes. Like, whenever you started working and then got diabetes.
Totally unrelated. But
yeah, crazy how that happens.
Totally.
I thought it was diabetes.
Zach, also part of the problem with only putting on muscle is that if I'm still fat, I'm gonna get tired really fucking quick, which isn't really something you want in HEMA.
Yeah, I'd love to do HEMA eventually. I just like to do anything like that.
I don't really know how many of you guys have put research into it, but people that fucking actually take part in historical armored combat get exhausted in fucking just a couple of minutes.
Will HEMA is recreational historical martial arts.
European martial arts.
It has
knife fight.
HEMA has a more intensive, I guess, like cousin called Bohurt, which is basically as little holds barred, all out combat.
I would like to do. It's a growing sport. It's kind of really.
It's very niche.
Yeah, it's still small. Like, you're looking at 1,000 competitors worldwide.
Well, it's also so small because, historically speaking, they didn't keep super great records of all that shit. Unlike other countries, like in Japan, they keep all kinds of martial arts.
Right, they still practice like kendo and shit.
That's something that makes me so sad.
Right, and a lot of HEMA's reconstruction.
Japanese, like, goddamn, like, there's almost nothing on European fucking medieval shit.
It's why like amongst the HEMA community, every once in a while someone will discover like an old manual, and it's like next thing you know, there's like legitimately whole ass techniques that people are fucking using from a single book that was written like 1,000 years ago.
Pretty cool.
No, I'd like to do some sort of combat sport just because I'm such a pussy.
But I don't know. So here's the thing. I don't have much interest in HEMA by itself. I'm more interested in the Bohurt aspect of it. And I get the difference between that is HEMA is more like general sparring and stuff like that, just dabbling in it, while Bohurt is full contact, beat the shit out of each other kind of stuff.
Right, but HEMA is more like the martial art Bohurt sport.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'd like to do it.
HEMA's kind of a deep dive into it, and
well, not even. It's more like it's legitimately like there's a difference between going to a boxing gym and learning to box and being a boxer. Like everybody in Bohurt's a HEMA practitioner.
I would love to know how to box. If I could learn any martial art, it'd probably be boxing.
It'd probably be boxing or jiu-jitsu.
I think judo's cool too.
My dad used to do karate, and every now and then he'll teach me like something.
Now, son, I'm gonna grab you by your wrist. Now that I have your wrist, you can't do nothing. Just do it.
Let me beat the shit out of you.
Has he ever taught you the 5-point palm exploding heart technique?
Oh my god, dude.
I mean, some of that stuff is like, it actually kind of works. I mean, you don't really have to have like that fake setup where
dude, Pai Mei knew that technique.
I fucking love Kill Bill. One of my favorite
I think you're probably the only other person that's watched it.
Preston's watched it.
Preston.
Like once or twice years ago, though.
You were.
I'm the one who, like, Preston and I have watched most Tarantino movies together, but I've watched Kill Bill I watch Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2 at least once a year. I love those movies. The second one has a better story, but the first one has wicked fight scenes. I love how over the top it is. I love how Lucy Liu gets her fucking noggin chopped in half in the first movie.
Who the fuck is this Lucy Liu I keep hearing about? You cheating on me with her?
I'd really like to take a deep dive into martial arts movies, but that's the Wu-Tang nerd in me. That's like
the rap group?
Yes, like the rap group.
Yeah, he's all for them rap people.
Unironically, The Man with the Iron Fist, which is a movie that the RZA made and acted in, is pretty decent for a modern martial arts movie. And that's like, you know, the quote-unquote head of the Wu-Tang Clan that did that. Although it's weird because he plays a blacksmith and he's like this black dude in a Chinese village.
Yeah, he's the black.
You make a point.
But it's cheesy and it's a love letter to old martial arts movies. It's like modern, but it's doesn't take place in modern times, but it was like shot with more modern techniques, but it's still very like has that old school cheese that's very that can be actually endearing and make you like a movie.
If you want to talk about old school cheese, you should talk about a movie called Kung Pao, Enter the Fist.
Dude, it's great. They stole the Monty Python shot, though.
Oh yeah, they stole like a lot of shit. You do realize that entire movie they blue screened over a different movie.
Yeah, but I'm saying they took a Monty Python joke and did it. You know the chosen one, I'm coming, which I love that bit. But that's a Monty Python and the Holy Grail bit.
Isn't it the one where the guy's fucking like storming the castle and there's just two guards chilling?
They're just like, and it just keeps, he's not getting any closer. Yeah, it's that bit.
And then he just fucking runs up and fucking spears the dude.
Fantastic movie, Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Love it.
I haven't seen it in a long time.
Did you know that him like with the coconuts thing was because they couldn't afford a horse?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I did not know that. That's funny.
Stupid.
And the reason it ends where it did and the way it did is because there was supposed to be a big battle, but they ran out of budget, so they were just like, "What if the cops come up and arrest us?"
Yeah, I love the way it ends.
How do they afford a killer rabbit if they can't afford a horse?
But I think a lot of the
I'm pretty sure they blew a lot of their budget on the fucking explosion during the witch guy scene.
A lot of the magic of that movie comes from it being so janky, because it's why The Life of Brian isn't as good. Life of Brian still has some fucking great moments in it, but
do you find it visible
when I
say the name Dickus? Fucking dude's about to explode over there.
I also love the ending of that movie where they're all fucking crucified on the crosses and just being like, always look on the bright side of life.
I haven't actually seen that movie. I've only seen Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Dude, Life of Brian's good. It's about, I think...
Yeah, I've only seen that clip about Biggest Dickus.
I think he's, if I recall correctly, I've only seen it once. I don't remember the movie as well. He's the brother of Christ, but people think that he is the
Messiah!
And like the first part of the movie is him being like, no, I'm not. Leave me alone. It's a shame that they only made one sketch show and then like 2 movies though.
Okay, but to be fair, that sketch show was pretty good.
I've only seen a couple episodes. Like I've seen the School of Funny Walks.
Iconic. Have you seen the Dead Parrot sketch? It's amazing.
I know everybody's
the one where he cuts into the lumberjack song.
I know everybody's seen the at least the clip of the School of Funny Walks episode. Like that's the whole meme on the internet with
look.
Yeah.
That codger the telly's doing a silly walk again.
Yeah, that's the bit. But it is a good bit when you watch the show. Like that's the thing. I love Monty Python because it is fucking idiocy. It's just it's an early form of like when we used to laugh at fucking washed out pictures of Markiplier that say the letter E, right? Like it's the same shit.
There's a shit post.
It's just shit posting the movies.
It's a shit post on cable.
Sketch. It's a shit post with a budget, even if they did run out of it.
So before we end here, there's something I kind of want to shout out a little bit. I just watched an episode of John Bernthal's podcast that he made with Shia LaBeouf, and it was one of the best episodes of a podcast I've ever seen. It was Shia LaBeouf coming on there to talk about because he's been sort of blacklisted from Hollywood himself to a degree. He like beat a woman and shit a couple years ago.
I think I heard about that. Transformers.
Bumble bitch. But all this stuff happened, and it was the episode. John Bernthal, by the way, if you don't know who that is, it's the guy who played Punisher. He was in Walking Dead.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Oh yeah. Everybody knows him. Everybody loves him.
So Shia LaBeouf's on there, and it is the most. Here's what I'll say: if he is acting during his if he's doing performance art during all of that. It's not scripted, it's obvious, but if he's like doing some sort of acting thing or performance art, he is a once in a lifetime talent. I will say that, but I don't think he just talked about, it was a really, really good episode. It was about 2 hours long. He talks about what he did. Like the whole entire episode was him. It wasn't an apology thing either. It was his story being an abuser, essentially. And he talked about his life and shit and like all the issues like he's had. And he talked about how he says that doing that shit and that chick raising hell and like doing that saved his life because it caused him to turn his life around. And like he talks about how he hit rock bottom and entered Alcoholics Anonymous because of it, and almost killed himself. And he's like telling the story, and he talks about how like it changed his outlook on life. And it's something, Tristan, I think you would enjoy watching, but it's definitely, there's historian perspective on things is it's sort of, he was like, I've done something really shitty, and the rest of my life is not dedicated to acting. The rest of my life is dedicated to trying to help others and make up for what I've done. And he seems like genuine about it. Once again, if he's acting, if he's acting, say what you will, right? But he really drives
let that motherfucker back into Hollywood. He's good.
It is really incredible. It's like a 2-hour long, mostly rant. Like John asks him a couple questions, but most of the time it's just Shia being like, here's my issues. I had an ego. Here's like all the things I like didn't understand these things. And he goes, he multiple times goes, I did something heinous and I'm not asking for forgiveness.
Michael actually told me to watch that video.
It's really, really good. He talks about, there's one point where he breaks down and he goes, the first time that he ever felt love in his life was when he was over 2 months into rehab, and his wife, who he was estranged from, just showed up to see him at rehab, like on a video thing. And he said, that was the first time in my life that I realized that love had nothing to do, that love was irrational and it has nothing to do with somebody wanting something from you. And he talks about like how he found faith in all of it. And as I've kind of like talked to some of you guys over the years, it really resonated with me because he like described certain interactions and certain feelings that I feel like not that I have done like horrifically bad things like that to change my life around, but he described like certain feelings and emotions and thought patterns and like things that enter your mind only when you find like some sort of spirituality and faith at rock bottom, that like really moved me in a way that shit rarely does anymore. More so, I mean, shit moves me a lot, but like it really hit home, really resonated. And it drove, it's something that makes me hopeful for the future, because I don't know if other than this movie that's coming out, he was asked to do a movie. It's kind of how he found his religion. He'll be in a movie where he plays some sort of preacher in like early like Italian history. He literally, because he's a method actor, he said he camped outside a monastery for 2 months until the monks let him in, and then he lived as a monk for 9 months. And he talks about his experience living as a monk.
Really cool.
Like in some monastery with, a bunch of like priests who have like sworn off all sorts of things. And he was like, talks about how it was eye-opening and how it truly made him understand faith. And I don't need to go into faith because it's not what this podcast is about, but it really gives me hope in terms of an argument I made on like episode 1 or 2. And that I think we live in a world where people see evil people and evil actions and feel like there's never that we live in a world where redemption is increasingly impossible in the mind of the average person. But I kind of like watch that, and I can't help but be like, watch that episode, listen to him talk and everything, and be like, you've done heinous things, and I'm not saying you should be allowed back, yet, maybe in the future, but I'm like, if he's truly doing the things he said he's doing and going out of his way to do these things, then that makes me go like that. The world needs to be more receptive to forgiveness, I think.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Because he's very honest about the fucked up shit he's done and the whole time.
I feel like there's a time in everybody's lives where we will need forgiveness from either our friends, our peers, our community, our family, whatever fucking scale it's on. You might feel like you deserve it or you might not, but receiving forgiveness is something that means a lot, man.
Yeah,
it really is. And especially if they're deserving. Like, don't hold unnecessary grudges. Don't be quick to forgive necessarily, but don't be quick to hate.
Also, I think it points out a sad fact about humans, in that your biggest points of growth come from your lowest points. And that,
well, I wouldn't say. Wait, what did you say? With saddest? Is that the saddest part?
From your lowest points. The most growth that most people have is during rock bottom. It's during the worst point of their life. And
yes, I feel like that's an important part, though.
Rock bottom comes after you do. Isn't necessarily because shit happened in your life to you, but a lot of times it also happens because you've done some shit. And I think it was a thing where it made me go like, you can do something heinous and die a good man to a degree. There's exceptions, of course, but it's possible for you to make a mistake, and it led me to all sorts of like weird, profound thoughts about myself, such as I've talked before about how much people change and how quickly people change, and I don't know how I'm going to be like at 35, but I realized that I am as different of a person 15. I'm 25. 15-year-old me is as different of a person to 25-year-old me as 5-year-old is to 15-year-old me.
Yeah.
These are equivalent time spans, and you think of 5, I didn't really have a personality, and then like you think of who I am now, and I am as different in each of those 10-year like spans. And that was something that made me go like, wow, that's fucking just weird to think of. And I wouldn't have said that even 5 years ago, when I was just 20. I wouldn't have, even with the same numbers, I wasn't as different. 15 to 20-year-old me was closer than 5 to 15 was. I don't know. Sorry for like another like really fucking deeper, long thing, but I figured I should shout it out because it's something worth watching. It's the podcast is called Real Ones. It's really good. It's John Bernthal. It has Shia LaBeouf in it. It's worth the listen or the watch. If any of you guys have anything else to shout out, now might be the time before we wrap.
Christina Applegate.
Christina Applegate.
Yeah.
What?
Shout out. Yo, the CD boy Will, he fucks with you.
Yep.
Yeah, he fucks you.
Yeah, he'd make you a song drink. Yeah. He'd make you the Dahmer special.
Yeah.
The Dahmer special.
Fuck.
The Dahmer delight, man.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, shout out to Jeffrey Dahmer.
Not.
I had
think
I had
think
those
we should do
glasses that had the reinforcements at the top for a bit, and my sister said I look like Jeffrey Dahmer. And looking back, I kind of looked like fat Jeffrey Dahmer. She was right.
Fat Jeffrey Dahmer.
Do what? Oh yeah.
Nothing.
I prey upon deaf people.
Yeah. You go up to them and you go, come back to my place. I'm gonna kill you. And they go, what you say? And you go, yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
All right, you guys.
Yeah.
You guys want to
rub
rap?
your hands together and go.
I think it's a good time to wrap.
Probably isn't a bad.
All right, thanks for watching or listening to. Thanks for watching or listening
Not
to
support
CD
Jeffrey
Lost
Dahmer.
Tapes, episode 8.
So I'm in your house.
It's been
like
another
carpet.
Episode 8
heavier
is
one.
my favorite number.
8's his favorite number. You guys should at least listen to it for that.
His favorite card games.
Make sure to check out episode
Shout out to
7
the
as
number
well.
8.
Episode 7 is fantastic. I'm going to shout out episode 7 until we top it. It's going to be funny.
Yeah, shout out to episode 7.
Shout out to episode 7.
Episode 7.
Shout out
It was a real one.
Shout out to episode 7. Gone too soon.
Gone too
Shout out
soon.
to Specimen 7.
All right,
Yeah,
with,
you guys should go watch that. That's our best episode. Shout out to episode 7. God rest his soul. We just took it off our channel. Go watch it now.
yeah.
Shout out to episode
Yeah,
7.
Episode 7 will not exist about an hour after this podcast episode releases.
Yeah.
777.
Shout out to episode 7. When I'm a mere sleep forever.
Yeah. So with all that being said, have a good one, everyone.
Yeah, everyone have a good, great one. Bye-bye. Have a great time.